Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Natalie writes from here, Alex from Need for Tips, Joao, and a regular viewer here, Tyfe Taka. Guys, thanks for joining me today. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Happy
Hey,
weekend to all.
happy weekend.
Happy weekend, and a good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our lovely hosts and to all our lovely listeners all over the world.
That's right. That's right. Now, we are talking, obviously, we're talking Australian Open, taking basically a look at the first week now, sort of a recap of the first week, who's still in, who's bowed out, and also if there's still some money to be made on the futures. Joao, first question to you. Obviously, one of the major factors has been the heat, and players really have to be on sort of their top physical form here. And really, we have seen some players struggle, and we've seen some triumph. Moving forward, moving to the next week here, who is likely to be suffering from the heat? Who's not quite in the physical form here?
Yeah, the heat has been brutal during the past week. Most of the players have struggled with it, especially the ones who have played during the day sessions. However, the next couple of days will be better for the players. The next two until Thursday, the temperature shouldn't reach the 30 degrees Celsius, so that should be very good for the players, especially the ones who are playing in the day session. Has been a lot of discussion about the players who are scheduled to play during the day and those who are playing during the night, and that can benefit some. But overall, in the next couple of days, that shouldn't be a problem. But still, it has been a major impact. We had a couple of players saying that was not unhealthy, was just putting their bodies beyond the limit, and that there's a rule for the extreme heat that the games are stopped, but they haven't used it this season despite the extreme conditions. But yeah, some of the players have struggled, especially the discussion Djokovic that he supposed asked to play during the day because Gael Monfils struggled with those conditions. I don't know if that was true or not, but if so, he played what he can. He's one of the top players if he can play during the day, and he has the power to ask for that. Also, Roger Federer, I never saw him playing during a day session. I don't remember. Even the US Open, if I think the last couple of years, I don't remember to see him playing during the day sessions. I don't know if any of you guys remember of that.
No, but
Well,
the funny thing is that this is happening only for the ATP, for the men's draw. For example, Simona Halep played in the middle of the day at 35 degrees, and she's the number one in the world. So
Yeah, exactly.
I agree that the top players should play in the night session because there are a lot of people and the crowd is bigger in the night session than in the day session, and they should put the top seeded in the night session. True.
And what's like, I was speaking with, we had Whale Capper on this week. Alex has been with us all week, and sort of saying that this is really Federer's to lose right now. He's had a great draw. He is getting the night sessions. Is this Federer's to lose at the moment, Joao?
Well, he's the undeniable favorite, no doubts about it, and he has been playing very well throughout the tournament. Didn't drop a single set, only 2 service games, if I'm not mistaken, one against Struff and today in the third set against Gasquet, so has been a very solid tournament from him. But I still think that Djokovic can create some problems. Although today he requested a medical timeout during the second set to a leg problem. He said after the match that it wasn't nothing major. That was something that he needed that medical timeout because he was feeling some tension, and that this is for his first official tournament after 6 months away from the tournament. But if Djokovic is physically fit, I think that he can create major problems to the Swiss.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Tyfe, here on the outrights right now? Obviously, is this Federer's to lose, or is there another sort of tennis player that is likely to cause him problems?
as far as the men's side goes, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of three guys that's going to win this tournament: Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic. 100%. Federer, he's the man to beat right now. It's undeniable. He's the best player. He's the most consistent. He's the most experienced. He's the most fit. Any which way you look at it, he's the top dog. Joker just coming back, it's not easy to set yourself, but the thing to keep in mind, if you think of Wimbledon as Federer's tournament, the Australian Open is Djokovic's tournament. He's won it, I think, 5 times, if I'm not mistaken,
Six.
at the very least.
6.
6 times. There you go. He's won it 6 times already. So this is his tournament for all intents and purposes. But he is just coming back. It's not easy to, right away hit your top form.
Mhm.
So you look at Federer or Nadal. So they're
Yeah.
one of them is going to win as far as the men's go.
Well, that's also sort of been an issue that we've been talking about, is obviously the first Grand Slam of the season. Does this make it sort of, well, it makes it sort of quite difficult for betting on? How have you been so far, Tyfe, in the tournament? Have you made some money? Has it been difficult? Because we've seen a lot of upsets.
Not yet, to be honest. It's been a rocky road, to say the least. At least the first couple of rounds. Yesterday was much better. We steadied the ship, and I'm confident we'll come out unscathed at the end. But you just gotta stay patient and just pick your spots.
That's right. But Alex, I know we had you on the show the other day, and you're killing it right now. Also over Bookmakers News on our Twitter channel there. What's the key to your success?
I'm watching a lot. I'm waking up late at night because in Romania, when last night when it started the third round matches, second part of them, it was 2 o'clock at night, and I stayed till 6 o'clock in the morning. And after that, the night session, of course, I had only 4 hours of sleep. But as we say, sleep is overrated. We did really good. Also, me, also Whale Capper. Seppi beat Karlovic, Kyrgios Tsonga over 37.5, Dimitrov versus Rublev over 38.5, Zverev versus Chung also there, and also Kerber to beat Sharapova was one of our main picks. Incredible odds for Kerber to beat Sharapova, who is not at her top level, and I don't think that she will ever be again at her top level.
Yeah. We're gonna get to some fourth round picks for later on. I can see a few people asking, so I will get to those. But first, Joao, obviously there has been some major upsets. Which upsets have been sort of the most surprising for you in the first week?
Well, especially on the men's side, basically almost all the favorites have lost, apart from Halep, Kerber, and Svitolina. We saw a lot of players. Garbiñe Muguruza lost against Su Weixia, was a very surprising result. Also, Joanna Konta couldn't do it. Maria Sharapova, of course, was one of the favorites, but still Kerber was the favorite to win that game. So we had some logic there. Venus Williams, although also was a 50-50 match against Belinda Bencic, but was a player that could create some problems. But it has been, especially on the bottom half of the draw, we have only Wozniacki and Svitolina as the most the highest seeded players in competition, and we also only have one former Grand Slam in action, which is Angelique Kerber. So apart from that, all the main players have lost in this first week.
Yeah, and we knew, especially sort of betting the women's side is a lot more open, a lot more sort of difficult than the men's side right now. Tyfe, do you have better luck betting women's or men's tennis?
I don't know if it's better luck, if you want to call it better luck or not, but I'd say men's tennis is far more predictable. Let me just put a generalization out there. It's a lot probably less stressful, I want to say, to bet on men's tennis. But no, you can find. I mean, I've actually done much better with the women's side in this tournament rather than the men's. So I enjoy
That's
both.
interesting. Yeah. And Alex, I know Simona Halep made history, isn't that right? Last in the decider round there. She's now priced at 10 though, which is like she was 9 when we spoke last time. She's now 10. What are her chances of winning, and why have they lengthened?
Well, if it was not for her ankle, I think that she would be there in the semi-final final. But yes, it was an incredible match. It was the match of the tournament. They made history, first of all, because they played joint the most games in women's match till now in the history of tennis. But I'm sure that she will fight against Osaka. You will see that I will be realistic when I will say that Osaka will win because she's priced at 3 right now against Simona Halep. They stayed almost 4 hours on the court at that hit, 15-13 in the decider set. Incredible performance also from Lauren Davis. If she keeps it this way, for sure she will arrive far in the standings. But I think that Simona will struggle with her ankle injury, stayed a lot of hours on court. On the other side, Osaka won easy 6-4, 6-2 last round, and I think that she's a heavy puncher, great server, 15 aces on her last match at the Australian Open, and I think that Simona will not win that specific match.
Okay, who's your favorite right now to win on the women's side, Alex, or Aline?
I think that Kerber has the most chances right now to win because her part of the table is far more easier. But also on the other side, Pliskova and Svitolina, one of them. I saw yesterday Pliskova last night from my point of view, and great server against Shafarova. Really good tennis from her. She is at her top level, and I think that she has a pretty good chance to go to win that. And if you remember, at the beginning we said Elina Svitolina to win it, but we had as a dark horse Kerber. So I think that there we are going. I don't see any surprises.
Yeah, just looking at sort of the outrights here, for example, player to win first quarter, player to win second corner. You've got Pliskova 2.2 first quarter, second quarter, Kerber 1.83. Madison Keys comes in 4. To me, that seems, as far as the odds go, that seems pretty good value. Are you playing either of those, Alex?
No, I will stick with the winner market and I will go with the Kerber. We played at the beginning of the tournament, if you remember, who will win every quarter. I think that we'll have some wins also from there. But I think that Kerber is at her maximum capacity right now, is showing incredible in every match. Destroyed Sharapova yesterday. Very happy about that. I am very happy about that.
I think that your rant.
Yes, so I think that she can make it. She can win this tournament.
All right. And Tyfe, is like futures or outrights, depending on what side of the pond you're from, it's not everybody's cup of tea to bet futures, certainly the ones that like pay off in a year's time. But this one, you know, you've got a couple of weeks to wait until your money comes in. Do you play futures, and have you played any for the Australian Open?
Yeah, I do. Of course, I love to play futures. It's really tricky with futures because it's worth it to play early in the, before the tournament starts, because the value just gets decimated as the tournament progresses. But I mean, this women's tournament is wide open for me. Anyone can win this. I think the Keys Garcia match is. I think whoever wins that match is going to make it to the final most likely. And they're nice odds there, I think, let's check here. We got 21-1 Garcia, and you got 10-1. So I mean, they can easily beat Kerber, or on their day, any one of them. Garcia finished the last year very strongly, and she's been such a tough cookie. I mean, she's been I think two three setters she's played so far, and she's come through. So she's showing more and more that she's very mentally strong. And she's very similar to Sloane Stephens, her style. Maybe just a tad not as strong as Sloane. And Sloane went all the way and won the US Open. So I like her chances. I don't know. This is going to be a very, very interesting match, Keys Garcia.
Yeah.
This is a
Did you
key
play
match.
Sorry. Did you play any futures at the beginning of the tournament?
I had a few futures, yes. I had a combination future. I had Federer and Svitolina to win. Both have to win, of course. And I had a couple of women. Who did I have? Let's see here. I got Madison Keys and Caroline Garcia to win the tournament.
Okay.
This was before the tournament started, so much better
Yeah.
odds. Yeah, and I agree with Alex too. I think Osaka's going to take out Halep, so you're getting great odds there. And she's
Yeah.
at 34 to 1 right now. She could. I mean, she's the kind of player that can take the racket out of her opponent's hand. She's still young and mentally she's so and so. But if she's
Ostapenko.
on,
Mentally, she's
she's on.
Ostapenko.
No, she's much better
Yeah.
than Ostapenko. I think she's fitter
Yeah, I
than
know.
Ostapenko.
Joking.
More powerful too. Better mover as well. So she's a very dangerous player. But then again, you can never count out experience. Experience is just golden. And Kerber and like Pliskova, they're contenders too. So this is wide open. I mean, I'd even take a shot with Petra Martic, 101 to 1. Why not? Put $1 on that. She's been solid. Rock solid. And she's actually I've had the most success with Petra Martic so far. And she's been undervalued in all 3 of her matches. And I don't think the bookies have any idea what they're doing with Petra Martic.
All right. And Joao, question to you is: I know generally you're not a massive fan of playing the futures in the beginning of the tournament. Are there any future bets with value that we can play right now?
No, for me it's difficult. I think I agree with Alex, and I think that Kerber at the moment is the main favorite to win the title. The odds also reflect that, and the way she has been playing, and also the fact that she is the only Grand Slam champion in action that can be decisive, especially in the final rounds. We see that sometimes the players don't handle well playing their first Grand Slam final, or when they're trying to win their first Grand Slam title. We saw that at the US Open, where Madison Keys couldn't handle the situation, although she also had some physical problems, but she couldn't handle the situation. So it's very unpredictable how the players will react when they're close from winning their first Grand Slam. Simona Halep is a perfect example of that. And Angelique Kerber, higher experience, can be decisive. In terms of outrights, I only had one bet, although it was not in the best moment because of the circumstances. Was on Djokovic to win the title. Was even before the season started, before the Mubadalat exhibition tournament, since I expected Djokovic to be very strong in the start of season and probably win Doha, which would decrease his odds. But he had a setback on his elbow injury. He had to withdraw from those 2 tournaments, so it removed all the value from the bet and increased the uncertainty. So that's the only future that I have, and hopefully Djokovic will get the job done.
All right. Listen, we've got a few comments here asking about some round four plays. And first question is for you, Joao. Adrian Nitu. So shout out to you. Question for Joao. I think Chung can create big problems for Djokovic, at least a set. And I wouldn't be shocked if he pulls the big upset. He is playing at an unbelievable level. What do you have to say?
It's going to be a very interesting match. First of all, the fact that we don't know for sure if Djokovic is at 100%, and also Chung is doing great. The victory today against Alexander Zverev was a very good one, but I won't place any bet before the match because I would like to see the first games, not only how Djokovic is physically, but especially the matchup. Because when you look at both players' game style, you see that Chung has a similar game style to Djokovic, very solid from the baseline, a great two-handed backhand. And when 2 players are very similar, you can have a straightforward win for one of them if it has the advantage, because there is nothing different that Chung can do to bother Djokovic, if his game style is not creating problems to the Serbian. He can just be outplayed in inconsistency and experience by the Serbian. So I would like to see how the matchup is going to suit both players. But I think that Djokovic can handle that matchup well. And although Chung is playing very well, I don't think that's the best opponent for him. We saw that also in Auckland, where he played against David Ferrer, a very solid player also. Ferrer won that match like in 2 easy sets, 6-2, 6-3, something like that. So if the matchup is not easy for Chung, it can be very difficult for him because his game style is very unidimensional. He doesn't have the ability to change the pace, to change the rhythm with slices or going to the net. Doesn't have such a big serve, although he has a good serve. So the matchup there can be very difficult for him, and I would suggest to see the first games and see how both players handle each other.
All right, so you're suggesting so you don't have a tip for this match, and you're suggesting sort of more of an in-play bet.
Yeah, to see the first games can be crucial.
Yeah, Alex, what are your thoughts on the match?
I agree with my countrymate buddy Andriana Nitsu. I think that Chung can take one set from Djokovic, over 3.5 sets in the match at 1.78. Chung is playing at an incredible level right now, and given the fact that Djokovic first major tourney this year after the injury problems, I think that we can see at least a 4-setter in that one.
Okay, and same question to you, Tyfe. Have you got any tips for that match?
I'm not going to give out any betting advice for this match, but I'll give you definitely my thoughts on it. I mean, I think Chung is his game is excellent, and I think definitely he has the ability to maintain his game. He can stay with Djokovic, and he can win. Maybe, you never know. This can be a toss-up, and this could be a straight sets win for Djokovic because Chung is still young, and you don't expect him to come out mentally just 100% focused and consistent. So most likely scenario, Djokovic is going to win this in straight sets, you know. But would it be out of the realm of possibility for Chung to win this in a long grind? No, it's not. But I can see it going that way. It's very realistic. So it all depends on the youngster, you know. How's his mindset going to be? How's he going to wake up that day? How's he going to be feeling? So definitely take a look at this match.
I think that mentally he's looking very, very strong, Chung. Also against Zverev, he went into the decider set. He's looking incredible.
That second set against Zverev, I caught it. I watched the first 3 sets of that match, and in that second set, he showed he didn't change his game at all. He played the exact same way, but he was just much more determined. He showed a lot of emotion. Once he started showing the emotion in that second set, he took control of the match. So if he can do the same against Djokovic, replicate that same energy and belief. That's the question. Is belief. Does he have the belief? If you step on that court believing you can win, you can win. He's got everything. He's got the whole package. So, and he's been in total form. So, you know, don't write off the upset there.
Okay, and next question as well. We've got, again, same guy, Kyrgios Dimitrov, over 40.5 games. Alex, do you agree with that?
Yeah, Romanians are thinking the same. Totally, this is one of my top picks also. Over 40.5 at 1.8, and we can play also 5-setter in the match. I just came into my mind right now. 5-setter in the match at an odd of 2.6, something like that, or even bigger than that. I think that these two, Kyrgios has the first chance to win this match because he is playing in his country and the crowd is with him. He's better mentally than last year. He doesn't have a lot of nervosity on the field. Dimitrov had struggled lately in this tournament, but I think that it will be a long game full of drama, and I think that this is one of the best matches of the men's side from my point of view.
Okay, do you agree with that, Joao?
I think it will be a great match for sure. The markets had a pretty interesting value in the opening 30 minutes or so on Kyrgios to win, open around 179, 180, but it quickly dropped. Now it's only 162 on Pinnacle, out of value in my opinion. But I think that Nick will win this match. Not only because he's playing extremely well and mentally he's very focused and decided on court. He showed that against Tsonga, where he won 3 tiebreaks, and in a match where Tsonga played at a huge level. Was a great performance from both players. The match of the tournament on the men's side, in my opinion. But also Dimitrov has been struggling to perform at a consistent level. He made 63 enforced errors against Andrei Rublev in the previous round, and especially on serve, he made 15 double faults. Has been a problem for him in 2018. Looking at the numbers that he has on serve on this tournament, he has an average of 0.55 double faults per service game. That's incredibly high, and he's going to play against one of the best servers in tennis history, and one break of serve against Kyrgios on these fast conditions. Although they're going to play at night and the conditions are slightly slower than during the day, but still they're extremely quick and should benefit Kyrgios' powerful serve. And Dimitrov's problems with his serve, he's only winning less than 40% with the second serve. He's going to be very vulnerable if he doesn't raise the level of his first serve in the percentages, and he doesn't cut on those double faults. I think he doesn't stand many chances against Kyrgios, because one break of serve is fatal. So the Australian to win is not my bet, because it doesn't have much value now, but keep an eye on the market, see if you have a bounce back on the odds. Above 1.72, it should be a good spot to get in, where I think that Nick will win this match.
We've got a few comments as well, a few matches. Any of the questions standing out to you, Alex, that you want to answer?
Yeah, about Edmund versus Seppi, over 3.5 sets in the match. I don't know what to say about the number of sets or how many we'll see there. I think that it will be an entertaining game also, that one. I think that Edmund will win, and I will give him a minus 1.5 Asian handicap in the number of sets, which comes around 1.74. I think that Edmund is the better player right now. Seppi is old. Yes, he played a 5-setter also with Karlovic, but against Karlovic you cannot play a lot. The points are very how say 1-2 shots, 1-2 shots, and that's it, because Karlovic is a great server, but after that he wants to close the point at the net. So Seppi, I think that it's done. I think that till here he arrived. Edmund for me with minus 1.5 sets Asian handicap.
All right, great stuff. Also, we've got Relic. Salute, Alex. Hi, Joao. Thanks for watching. And Joao, let's head on over now to your favorite bets. I don't know if you've got any bets for this evening's plays. Have you got anything?
It's a very, very tricky day, in my opinion. I think that's in terms of just predicting winner, it's Nick Kyrgios. That match is the one that I have my eye on. But the value, as I mentioned, at this moment, I think it's completely gone. On the women's side, we have one interesting match also. Denise Alertova against Elina Svitolina. They are going to play in night session, which should be good for Svitolina, and she has been playing very well. Although Alertova has been doing a great tournament, I think the Ukrainian should get the win in straight sets. She's a massive favorite to win, of course, to win in straight sets. At this moment, the price is not very high. You can find it at 1.63 on Pinnacle. Also see if Svitolina has a slow start or something like that, can be a good opportunity to grab a better price around 1.75, 1.80. Should be a good spot also to get the Ukrainian win in straight sets. But in terms of prediction for this next day is going to be a tough one. But Nick Kyrgios is, as I mentioned, the player that I have an eye on.
Okay, and Alex, same question to you. What plays are you looking at for today?
Yeah, for today I have Nick Kyrgios with Dimitrov over 40.5 games, 1.8. Djokovic versus Chang over 3.5 sets at 1.78. And I have also Carreño Busta versus Marin Cilic over 36.5 at 1.8. 1.9.
All right. And finally, over to our guest, Tyfe. What are you going for?
Today I'm all over Petra Martic. I took her on the game handicap plus 4.5. It was 1.77. Now it's down to 1.66. That's my favorite play of the day. And I'll also do a little sprinkle on the money line 3.0.
All right.
I really like her in this.
Little sprinkle on the money line. Nice. We've just been asked if we could put our tips in the comment section. For sure, we'll do that as soon as we finished, which is going to be now. So there we go. We're going to wrap up the show. Thank you so much for joining us, Joao, Alex from Need for Tips, and of course Tyfe. We will be back tomorrow as well, where we'll also have the whale capper. Tyfe, I think you're joining us, and also Alex as well. So can't wait to hear your thoughts tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Thank you everybody for watching. Best of luck, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.